What's up, guys? So Miss Marvel episode 4 just dropped and it was okay. Not gonna lie, this episode is not my favorite and I'm kind of starting to see some glaring issues with the series. A lot having to do with the shit destines, and the story is honestly starting to feel kind of rushed. I'm just worried we'll have another Moon Knight situation where the ending is lackluster because of how fast it seems. I don't hate the show now or anything, or even the episode. To be honest, there's a lot of really good stuff in it, but the bad stuff is, in my opinion, really bad. I know a lot of my Muslim homies were relieved when Kamala was revealed to not really be a jinn, and it was kind of just a catch-all term that was being used for outsiders with special abilities. Essentially, there's too much bad stuff for it to be good, in my opinion, and there's enough good stuff that's really good for it to fall into bad, so it falls on just okay for me. We start off with Kamala and her mother arriving in Karachi and being greeted by her cousins and her nani. Very reminiscent of the 2016 comic, which was Red Dagger's first appearance, except in the comic, Kamala goes by herself, and in the show, her mother obviously comes along with her to Pakistan. She and her grandmother talk about being jinns, and her grandmother says that that's what her father told her, and that it's just in their genetics, which is very interesting, and we'll get into that later. We see Kamala experiencing Karachi with shopping and traveling with her cousins and eating fire foods, literally, until her cousins dip, and she goes to inspect the train station, and that's when she gets confronted by Pakistan's own Red Dagger, and they have a better than expected but still not to my specific liking little altercation and fight. You know, I'm more so the hand-to-hand combat like a Daredevil or Moon Knight or like a Winter Soldier type thing. I get it, it's different power sets, but still, and they end up chilling out, and that's when the Red Dagger takes Kamala to the Red Dagger secret lair. And me personally, I'm a sucker for secret rooms or entrances and all that sort of shit, so I really enjoyed that. In the comics, the Red Dagger has only about 10 issues. I read honestly about 3 and kind of skimmed the rest, but to my knowledge, the Red Dagger isn't like a mantle or this great legacy in the comics, so I believe in the show they're trying to make the character deeper and more intertwined with Pakistan, probably to make the character more believable as a competent crime fighter. But essentially, Kamala meets a man named Walid here, and he knows of Kamala's power and of Aisha, and explains how she's not actually a jinn like in religious texts, and basically lays out the clandestines plan, which is if they use the bangle to get back to their dimension, it would break the veil between both universes and the newer dimension would overtake our own. So that's why they must be stopped. Also, there's an inscription on the bangle he reads which says, "What you seek is seeking you," which ties into the ending that we'll get into in a little bit. But then comes the shit destines entrance into the episode at the damage control max prison, and you guessed it, they are able to escape, and that sucked ass so bad. Like, the action here and then breaking the cuffs and everything was just super lame. This economy really be trash when the facility is that big, but y'all only got 2 workers on the shift. Okay, it reminds me of my Subway days, you know, when I was hooking up those subs and doing all the shit by myself and getting paid dog shit. But that's neither here nor there. Plus, Aisha totally leaves her son without giving no fucks. Again, this place holds the abomination, and you mean to tell me the clandestines, out of all the people in the MCU, were the ones who escaped? It's a super max facility, and they left it like they were leaving a fucking Walmart. Okay, shit, good luck trying that shit at Best Buy. Fuck around and find out is the motto. But we do get some really good moments between Kamala and Nani, talking about her struggle with identity and how even at her age she's still trying to figure herself out, which I'm not sure if that's more comforting or worrying, a life lesson. Also, this shot is just beautiful. It really gave me Guardians Volume 2 vibes. As well, we see Kamala's mom and Nani talk, and they explore their relationship and why Muniba feels the way she does about the bangle. Her mother apparently used it to guide her home in partition, and it never stopped being talked about by her, and this, I guess, changed the way the people around them treated them. Very nice moment nonetheless. A lot of the same dynamics here can be seen with Muniba and Kamala, so hopefully some of the friction they have gets resolved by the end of the series. We also see Kamala chill with Kareem and his friends, and damn, if only Bruno could see this shit, okay? He would fall to his knees inside of the Walmart, guys. All these mofos all up on your girl. You need to buy yourself a ticket to Karachi, my guy. She goes back to the Red Dagger lair, and that's where Walid really emphasized that because of Kamala's genetics, she was able to control the Noor here in this dimension, which I can't imagine doesn't have anything to do with Kree or Inhumans, okay? Also, I've heard a lot of leaks that have been coming out, and I've only really seen one of a very interesting looking crystal. I can neither confirm nor deny what it is, but it seems like Kamala might still have a chance at being inhuman after all. Again, take that with a grain of salt, but out of nowhere, the clandestines come through the fucking ceiling and all hell breaks loose. A pretty decent car slash foot chase ensues. Waleed ends up dying by Sanjima, and also Red Dagger kills that mofo with the ball mace. So shout out to Red Dagger, okay? How do you live for so long and your main weapon is a mace, bro? Nobody gives a fuck about maces, okay? If you choose a mace in a game, or like in Skyrim,
you will be shot on sight.
Anyway, we get some fighting, and then Sanjima ends up spearing the bangle, and this sends Kamala to partition in some type of weird stored memory way. I'm assuming, at least, okay? I don't think it's real time travel, but I'm assuming this is how she'll meet Aisha and even her grandmother while she was little, to see how she followed the trail of stars back to her family, and that would coincide with the saying on the bangle. And that's pretty much how the episode ends. Now, I think the clandestines for me are a big problem because, most importantly, they're lame, okay? I really don't care about them. We haven't spent enough time to care about them. All we know is they were exiled, but we don't even know what they were exiled for. I feel like if these series were longer, let's say maybe 8 episodes, you could probably do something with that. Just saying. Could have maybe fleshed them out and made us care or even believe them a bit more. Maybe giving them families or lovers that they haven't been able to see. Something, you know, that you could empathize with. I feel especially put off just because if a villain is bad in a movie or a TV show, it usually ruins it for me. A bad villain can really make or break your project. Again, the pacing is good. Like, we're moving as fast as a 6-episode series should be moving so that the ending doesn't feel rushed. Also, I didn't care about Waleed's death, okay? He seemed like he could have been cool, but it's like, I felt like he was kind of a hollow character in my opinion, just used for exposition. Although I have these issues, the show is still shot very well, and although the action scenes are not quite up to my liking, you can tell that there's genuine effort put into them, which I really appreciate. Lots of good character interactions, and although not knowing anything about Pakistan culture, it seemed to show it off pretty nicely. And Iman Vellani seriously carried this episode. She's doing an amazing job, and I would like to see some more of Red Dagger, honestly. I think he'd be pretty cool. I feel like he'll come to New Jersey like he did in the comics. Next episode, I feel like we'll get a lot of info from that memory Kamala's in, and maybe more on just what her genetics are. Hopefully Aisha reveals why the clandestines and her were exiled. I also wonder what happened to Aisha, okay? Maybe she's still alive somewhere. I mean, if Najima is, she's gotta be, right? That's pretty much all I gotta say on this episode, guys. Let me know your thoughts and your predictions for the next episode and even the finale if you got them. I'm hoping for Captain Marvel to show up or Monica, but I don't know. With how much Ant-Man is kind of just sprinkled in, I feel like something crazy might happen where Scott Lang or something Pym will pop up in this show, but who knows? That's it. If you liked the video, leave me a thumbs up, comment down below, and if you want, subscribe. I always appreciate it. Hope all of you guys are well, and I'll see you in the next one.